Do you ever do something? First of all, you might have had doubt in doing it. You overcame your doubt. You did it. You gave it your all. You tried your best. You wanted to do a mitzvah. You wanted to do a chesed, and you did it. And then afterwards, what happens? Instead of being excited, happy with yourself, content that you did it, you start doubting yourself. You start saying, "Oh, I really wish I had done it differently. I'm sure I could have done it better. It wasn't the way I wanted it to turn out." You start doubting yourself, which is the most unmotivating thing to want to do it in the future, of course. It happens all the time. There is this force that not only tries to prevent us from doing good things, it tries to prevent us from doing good things again by making us doubt what we did. In this week's Parshat, haShavua, it says that Sarah Imenu lived 127 years. Rashi says these were 127 years that were all good. They were all the same in their goodness. Now, how could that be? She suffered a lot. She had a lot of trials and tribulations and tests. And then Nitivat Shalom says that, you know what? Yes, she did, but she took each one of these trials and tests and she used them to grow. She used them to be a better, bigger, and more incredible person. So they were all good because they were used to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we hear Sarah lived 127 years. But we heard this right after the whole entire story of the Kedat Yitzchak, when Avram Avinu goes and he is about to offer sacrifice his one son, his beloved Yitzchak, to the Ribbon Shalom. There's a midrash that says that before Avram went, the Satan, this evil force, came to him and said, let me see if I can make Avram doubt. He says to him, what are you talking? This is crazy. You were dreaming this. There's no way Hashem could have come and told you to do such a thing like this. Avram did not listen to that voice of doubt. He got up early in the morning. He saddles his donkey. He goes and he does what he is told to do by Hashem. He comes back, and the Torah tells us he comes back and he finds out that his beloved wife, his dear Sarah, died. Now there also the Satan, the Midrash says, comes and he says to him, you know why she died? I'm going to tell you why she died. There's either two reasons for it. One, she died because she heard what you were going to do, and she was so upset that her one and only child was going to be offered up as an offering that she died of anguish. Basically, you killed her. Or there's another interpretation that says that, yeah, you did that. Okay, so she was so excited about it and so happy about that her son was worthy about it that she died. Again, let's blame you, Avram. This was all your fault. Your wife, your beloved wife dies. The Torah comes to tell us she lived 127 years, good years. And then it says that Avram Avinu, when he mourned for his wife, he cried. The Torah tells us he cried, of course. Who's not going to cry for their beloved wife? But the word to cry is written with a small letter. The chaf is small. Comes to teach us that he did cry. He cried. Maybe his mourning was in private. But what it was is it wasn't this big show of mourning and sobbing. He cried. Why did he cry this way? The Jivat Shalom comes to tell us that yes, the Satan came, that force of darkness and doubt, and said to Avram, you see what you did? You wanted to do something good, you did something bad. He says, no. She lived 127 years. This was the time that she was going to pass away. It happened to be that this is when she was going to pass away, right after Kedat Yitzchak. It's got nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the situation. This was her time. She lived a full, beautiful life. She's going to Gan Eden. So Avram Avinu, how did he cry? In proportion to a person who, yes, loves and adores his wife, as it says, not just his wife died, not just he's bearing Sarah Ishto, his beloved Sarah, his beloved wife. So he cries, but he cried in the proportion of knowing this was a person who lived a full, beautiful life. This was not tragic. This was that she was here, she's now in Gan Eden, and B'ezrat Hashem they'll be reunited again. We learn from this incredible lesson. Do not let that doubt not only stop you, prevent you from trying to do something good, but don't let it also prevent you and stop you from doing it again or feeling good about the good that you have done. Because when those thoughts of doubt come in, they're just coming from that source that is just not a true source of emet. It's coming from the source that says, they did something good and I don't want it to happen again. So let me try to ruin it for them. We can't listen to those voices. We have to just, everything proportion. You feel good about yourself. What you did was good. It's good. And also if there was mistakes, you move on. B'ezrat Hashem, Shabbat Shalom.